A well-known sound of the summer across the UK, but the last thing you'd expect to hear in a war zone. But that's exactly what's happened in one part of Afghanistan after a former para-sergeant made it his mission to take an ice cream van to the troops. So, how is Mr Whippy going down? Rob Olver reports.
Few people would buy an 18-year-old ice cream van and move it from Plymouth to Afghanistan, except, that is, for one man.
I had a crazy idea of bringing an ice cream van to Afghanistan just to boost the morale. 8 months later, here it is.
The former para joined forces with two colleagues to run the venture at Kandahar airfield. His customers are troops of all nations.
That's great. It tastes wonderful.
The ice creams have even been handed out to Afghan children, but putting smiles on faces hasn't been cheap. The business has so far cost £50,000, much of that spent on flying the van to Afghanistan and adapting it to local conditions.
Ice cream vans back in the UK, they actually stop working at 32 degrees. Over here, we start 42 degrees.
And this is probably the only ice cream business in the world where when the temperature rises, sales actually fall.
I think people are just moving from one air-conditioned room to the other. It's just too hot to stop and buy ice cream. It's bizarre, you know. But last week the temperature dropped a little bit. It went down into the 30s, mid-30s, and our sales went up. This week it's 42, 45 degrees now. No one wants to buy ice cream.
Neil Peacock admits that the business is running at a loss and has cost him his savings, but it doesn't seem to bother him.
Everyone's photographing it. It's got its own website, it's got its own blog site, it's on Facebook, and it just makes people smile, you know. And that's what I wanted to do, cheer people up. And I've succeeded in that. I might have made myself rich, but I've certainly cheered people up.